Going on YouTube, back in the garage again. In this video, my goal is to rebuild the forks, paint the bottom tubes, and roughly have them put on the bike. And also I would like to at least paint the front wheel. If I can get to that point, I think I should be pretty much on schedule. I did find a clutch basket through Facebook community for these bikes. I'm waiting to hear back from 2 different people right now. We'll see if they fall through. If not, I have an okay deal on eBay. I was talking to a seller. He was willing to drop his price a little bit. Still a little bit too much than I really want to spend, so hopefully these guys on Facebook will pull through and I can get one a lot cheaper. But yeah, let's just get right to it.
This fork right here is the left-hand side fork. The seal was still good on it. I'm sure the oil inside of it is pretty worn out, so I'm still going to rebuild this one and put new oil in it. I already cleaned the outside of this tube right here. I already cleaned it and scuffed it down with a Scotch-Brite pad. I think I'm going to wait to paint it until I have it all reassembled all the way to the point where I'm about to put this seal in to repaint this tube here until I have this all reassembled. Just makes things easier so I'm not touching it and banging around on it with the fresh paint. This one here, the right side one, this one was really caked with oil. The seal was completely shot. I actually had to take a wire brush and wire brush it all off because it was so caked. It still has some more on it. Let me find a spot that give you an example. Right in there, the whole fork bottom tube was like that black in there, the whole thing. So I'm still cleaning this one up, so I'm gonna probably wait to finish cleaning it up until after I get the fork rebuilt, and then I can put a coat of paint on this tube here too. But yeah, get these stripped apart and come back. I really need to fix the lighting in here. But anyway, I got the first fork all apart, and it looks like this has to be the original seals. If you look, there's like rust deposits on the inner seal, and on the dust cover seal, it's like it has that corrosion on it. This one didn't leak, but it looks like it never been apart. This bolt right here, there's a crush washer. For some reason that's stuck inside the bottom of the fork. I'm just going to leave it there. Just make sure that it's still in there when I go to assemble. Everything so far looks good. Spring, the damper, I got to make sure I get all the oil out of this damper. Before I reassemble, I'm going to use brake cleaner, spray everything down, wipe it all off, dry it, and put it all back together. But it's looking pretty good, so I still have to take this bottom collar off and reassemble that. But it is, yeah, she's looking good. No nicks on the inside or anything like that I'm gonna have to be conservative. Before I put this back together, I gotta make sure I Scotch-Brite this tube right here. Give it like a cross hatch so the oil stays lubricated. But yeah, I'm going to come back once I clean this all up and put it back together. I wish I could get that damn washer out. It's down in there. I can see it. It's copper. But whatever. I'll get it out or I'll leave it in there. One or two, as long as it's in there. But yeah, I'll start cleaning and putting this all back together. Alright, at this point I got majority of the shock back together. I still have the spring out. I gotta pour my fork oil, which I'm using 15 weight. It's a little heavier than normal, but it should be perfectly fine. The book recommends actually 10, but it's a little on the soft side in my opinion, so that's why I want a little heavier. For Suzuki Bandit, you want 508 milliliters. This container here holds 473, which is it's about there. I made a mistake and I read the wrong scale for first, so I'm going to put it at 508 milliliters, 17.1 U.S. ounces. So if you go to U.S. ounces, I'm short. So I gotta pour a little bit more in, and then I can pour it into fork and start bleeding out the inner absorber. Shock here rebuilt. I didn't put the dust shield all the way down yet. Reason being is because I want to paint this. It'll just make it easier if I just wait until it's painted, then put it down. But first I gotta degrease it, scuff it again, degrease it, maybe degrease it again, and then paint it. I still have to do this one. This was the one that has the bad seal, and it was just spewing out everywhere. I got the right side fork all disassembled, and it looks like this is the seal that came out, the oil seal, and it's all kinds of crusty. So that's why it was leaking. Definitely need a new seal. I'm thinking about using the old dust shields to slide them on, not all the way on, just till they touch the top of the actual shock absorber, and use that for painting instead of trying to tape off the new ones and stuff like that. So, alrighty, you guys. So I got the forks all assembled. Taped off, prepped, degreased, ready to spray paint. I am going to be using VHT wheel paint. The reason I'm going with this, it looked relatively close enough. But I'm going to spray these with this spray paint, and hopefully everything works out. Usually, sometimes the silvers, because of the metallics, just don't end up being happy. But I degrease the crap out of these, so hopefully I get good results. It is cold in my shop today, so I'm going to just do a bunch of really light dust coats until I get the look I'm looking for. Guys, I put a coat on there. I actually had to use a different paint. I switched over to this flame-proof header paint, the same stuff I use for the header. It should be plenty durable for it. The reason being is I think I had a faulty can. I was literally standing here. See his marks on the ground? It was shooting out like brake clean. it was like a straight stream. I couldn't use it to dust. So I just did a dust coat with this can. So far it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to put a few dust coats on this, then one good heavy coat, and forks should be done. So I got the forks over there drying. Now I am sitting in front of my heater because it's freaking cold in here, and I'm working on the front wheel. Got both of the front rotors off. These never ever been removed. But yeah, gotta clean up this wheel, scuff it, degrease it in the whole 9 yards, and paint it black. I don't see any bends in the wheel or anything like that. The tire seems like it's in decent shape. It probably could be replaced, but it got a little bit of life left, and might as well just leave it on there. After all, you know, I'm already fixing a bunch of stuff on this, and if I can use something that has life in it, like this front tire, I'm going to keep using it. So, yeah, first thing is I gotta clean up this wheel. I'm gonna see what it looks like after I wipe it down and, you know, clean it up, just to see how bad it really is. The front wheel all, well, cleaned up.
Still needs to be repainted. It's just wet. But as you can see, it got all kinds of scratches and stuff. And that's not acceptable. It's a little too much. If it was a scratch here and there, I wouldn't care. I would just use it. But that's just a little excessive. So I'm cleaning up the rotors. This one I already did. And this one I still gotta do. As you can see, it's cleaning up really nice. So thank God one thing worked out for me so far with this bike. I was thinking that I was going to have to paint the center, but it doesn't look like I will have to. It's going to be fine. I got the wheel all prepped, sanded down with a Scotch-Brite pad, and now I got to tape this off. Right now I took all the pressure out of the tire, but with motorcycle tires they still have a stiff sidewall, so in turn it makes it really hard to put an index card in there. And you can, but most likely it's just gonna come right out. So when a wheel like this, there's multiple ways that you can paint a wheel. Some ways are preferred more than others, I would say. Now the slickest, easiest way I've found to do it is, believe it or not, taking dish soap and putting a bead of dish soap right along this, right at this ridge, right on the inside, all the way around, and let the soap run down to the edge of the rim. Not a whole lot, so it's not like running over the rim. And spread it out with your finger, and guess what? Paint can't stick to soap. So it's like liquid masking, basically. Spray the wheel, paint the wheel, then when it dries, rinse it off. And in turn, you got a really clean tire at the same time. Works very well. But unfortunately, I do not have a hose, so I can't go about that route. And this sidewall is so stiff that I can't really stick index cards in there or playing cards all the way around like I would normally would with a car wheel. So I'm stuck taping it off. Now there's two ways that you can tape it off. You can take your time and go around the whole thing. You know, that just takes way too much time, in my opinion. What I found works good. Yeah, so you could take your time, go around the rim little bit by little bit all the way around, and it just takes a whole lot of time. Or you can do it like this. Stick the masking tape to the rim. Alright, right up to the bead, the lip. Then take your thumbnail, roll it, the masking tape in until it gets into that crease. Then if you got fingernails like I do, they're like more like tools of anything, manly hands, I guess. I take my thumbnail and I press it into that groove, and it cuts the tape just like that. Work the way all the way around. It makes it go a lot faster. Now you can go multiple. Let's make sure you overlap. Multiple ones to speed up the process. Just don't really stick it to the tire right away. Peel it up a little bit. Then roll it into the crease. Once it's in a crease, stick it to the tire. Take your nail and cut it. Now you're not taking a razor blade and potentially messing up your tire using a razor blade. So that works good. It's quick. It's not 100%. Like there's gonna be a little bit of flaws, but you're not gonna really see it unless you really look into that groove. But yeah, I figured I'll share that. It's an easy way to tape off a wheel. Alright guys, I got the wheel all taped off. Now, as you can see, I didn't go to the top. There's no real need to do that, in my opinion. If you are hitting paint, that part, you should not be spray painting. You shouldn't be doing any of this. It's called spray paint control. So, I mean, if you have a spray gun, you get overspray, you know, I understand. But this is spray paint. You can control it. So, right now I'm doing one side at a time. Once this is done, I can flip it. It doesn't need to be dry. I'm probably going to wait until it's pretty dry, but you can flip it. Right now, the wheel is sitting on the tire on the side because the sidewalls like dip up. So, I can get away with painting the wheel like this on its side and flipping it and doing the other side. It's not going to touch the actual rim itself. So I'm actually using wheel paint. Hopefully this can isn't faulty and it sprays out like brake clean. So we'll see. I'm going to do my first coat and I'll pick up when I'm done with that. Alright, my first coat is done. I'm going to let this tack up, then I'll hit it with another coat. As you can see, if you look, I only got paint to here. There's no need to tape it all the way over here. I don't understand sometimes when I see people do this, they tape off the whole damn thing. But, you know, understand, you know, safety, scared, whatever. But when you use the spray paint, if I'm going to paint this edge, I spray it that direction. I don't spray it this direction. So I'm going to let this skin up and hit it with another coat. Then I'll flip it. Alrighty guys, I got the wheel completely painted. Turned out really good. So that was the first time I ever used that duplicate wheel paint. It's not bad. Yeah, I got both sides painted. Like that. A lot better than what it was. You know, I'm not going for perfection or anything like that. You know, I could spend all day prepping wheels and painting them. So, but no, I just wanted to sand out some of the scratches and put a nice fresh coat of paint on it. Turned out decent. And also, the forks were dry, so I roughly mounted them. Yes, I'm going to have it sticking up like that because I have clip-ons that are going to go up here. But yeah, they're roughly on. I basically at a standstill until that wheel dries. Now I'm not sure. I should be able to still put the wheels on and the wheel on and still be able to put the front fairing on. Some bikes you have to have the front wheel off. I can't remember if this is the type that I can still slide it in. The paint's still, you know, curing on these, so I'm not going to test it now. So I'm gonna let that fully cure, then I will give it a shot. But for some reason, this dust shield does not want to sit all the way down. I'll have to mess with that. Get that dust shield all the way down. This one, I didn't have any problems. It went all the way down. Alright you guys, that's going to finish up the progress on the Bandit for this weekend, or even this video. I did accomplish getting the forks rebuilt, painted, roughly mounted on the bike, and the front wheel painted. Wheel turned out pretty decent, not gonna lie. Now tomorrow I'm going to take the oil cooler with me into work. I gotta get a tab welded back on, and I have to still find that clutch basket. Nobody got back to me yet on Facebook Facebook in general about that clutch basket. So hopefully by the time I get home I hear something. We'll see. Yeah, other than that, found this video interesting, or you want to follow along on the build, please like and subscribe. I got more builds coming. I got another build right after this. So I'm kind of in a time crunch, and I gotta get this bike done before spring hits so I can get it up for sale. Till next time, take it easy.